Hey, what's up, everyone? Wanted to do a quick demonstration for a couple of features that I implemented for the Property Playmakers Trello board um, that you all might be excited about. I know I am. One of which is the ability to vote, and secondly, the ability to log or track time worked on a particular task. So I want to demonstrate that here. Let me pull this up here. So currently, um, different members, including leadership, will be working on different things or different tasks, and some of which you may or may not be sure of how to track that or create that particular task. So I thought about that, and I created a task here. It's in the doing column, and it's called ppm operations. And we can essentially log or track all of our time for operations or operational related work. So for example, if we open this up here, I provided a few examples. Now, this includes these few examples, but it's not limited to these examples. There's many more examples that could be outlined or provided here, but these are just a few that I thought about. So whether it's doing any type of research, providing resources, you could be looking up different tools or looking up different groups or professionals or whatever that could benefit either other members or PPM as a whole. Um, it could be recently we had a member, everyone here probably already knows who that is, but Kia was attending a non-related PPM meeting and came across a resource that she believed would benefit PPM as a whole. So she decided to share that resource with the group. And it was a fantastic resource. What the amount of time that was spent in that meeting could be tracked here. So, for example, if Kia spent 30 minutes or an hour in that meeting or 2 hours in that meeting, then that time could be tracked here. And let's segue into how we could go about tracking that time. And there's two ways we can do it. We can actually log the time manually just by clicking this button here, or we can start a timer. Now, both of these have its use case. So, for example, if I'm working on a task, but I'm not going to complete a task, um, I would go ahead and start a timer. So what you can do is just simply click the timer. It'll start a new timer, and you can stop it. Um, and it's very easy and intuitive to work. So once you start the timer, and let's say you did a little bit of work on that task, maybe you were at work and you had a couple of minutes, or you made a phone call or something to engage a professional like a CPA or real estate attorney, who knows? But you can go ahead and log that time and then just stop the timer once you're done for this task. It'll simply record the date, how much time was spent, and it'll round up. And you can add a quick note. Hey, this is a test example, but you could say something like, reached out to a CPA, left voicemail message or something like that. And then click save. Now, if you, later that day have some more time and you decide to, do something else like make a follow-up call to the same CPA or call multiple CPAs or whatever the case may be, whatever task you're working on, we can simply log that here under this particular task. This task will remain um, indefinitely in this column, and we'll begin tracking our task here. In the future, we might break this out into smaller operational tasks, but for now, everyone can simply log their time here for any operational related task. If there's a need to, break out a particular task, we can do that as well, because I did that also as an example. I created a PPM project board management specific task. And so I'm logging any work that I'm doing for this project board. And this is Trello for Trello. And so anytime that I'm doing something like researching Trello board plugins, like the voting plugin, the time tracking, pins, automations, and so forth, then I can just come here and just add my time here. But anyone else who's, helping, like Joemi, if you were helping manage this board, look up various plugins, features, and things of that nature, reading, reviewing documentation, you would simply come here and log your time here. Anything else, all other operations would go under the operations, unless you all have a, strong feeling that, hey, this particular task needs to be broken out from operations into its own task. And then we can all, track our time in that particular task. So that is pretty straightforward. And the log time, like I said, that's pretty easy. Same thing. What did you do? Followed up with CPA. And this is just an example. I'm going to delete these two. And then the amount of time. So it's anywhere from 0 to 24 hours. Okay. So you can come back. Maybe you did 15 minutes, you can round up. It was 13 minutes, but obviously there's not a 13 minutes. Maybe you forgot to start the timer. You can just come here and manually add the time in. So I'm just going to do 15 minutes. And notice it's going to create that comment. Thought I saw. Oh, I thought I saw it logging the activity here. But this is the way we'll be able to keep track of our time indefinitely, like over all tasks. So even the tasks that I've completed, I'll be gradually going back through, adding the amount of time that I spent on these particular tasks. So if you've completed a task, feel free to go in and just simply add, your time, just estimate what you believe you spent on that time, and so it can get tracked. Now, we'll be able to run reports so people will be able to see exactly, how much time. We can print these reports out, we can export them. As you can see, it's already keeping track of the amount of time that I've logged so far, which is 61 hours. It's for the entire board. So it's adding these entries here. Now, well, there was one thing, time tracking. Yeah, I think that should be. I won't go into this, but this is we'll be able to run reports. So anyone at the end of the month, I think it'll probably be a good idea to be able to just hand people a report at the end of the month based on since work is starting to pick up. Hey, here's how much time you log, so you can have proof. Hey, look, I've contributed X amount of effort or you know contributions to growing PPM. Let's see. I think that's it for that.